This one, she has carried her cadence to not come. Look at the drama that's ensued.
Do you understand? I don't understand. She must be a witch.
I don't even regard you. Why would I make you finish? You look like a boy you talk to me right now.
She will never understand.
Why would I make you finish?
Dr. Rommel finally made Faith to lose her cool. You guys, Faith was trying so hard not to lose her cool. Like, you could tell that you could physically tell that she was holding it in at different points. Her reaction was just like, this guy, like, can't you rest already? That's what she was giving. And he just kept going, and it got to the point where she just like let it all out and just told him what was on her mind, right? So that's just a tip of what happened between the two of them, but we're going to get into that obviously like later on. And did you guys see the unseen footages that Showmax decided to bring forward and show us? It's almost like they said, oh, you people don't want to be at the reunion, Abby? Okay, we're going to like bring everything out. We're going to bear it all on the table, show everybody more of what you guys did during the season, right? And for the reunion in general, it was just like a more calm vibes. There were certain fights that happened there, and then, you know, because some people did not attend, certain things were not addressed, right? But in general, I think it was an okay reunion. Latasha did well. It was a more friendly type vibe. Let me not say friendly, but it was calmer than it should have been if we had the other ladies on board. So let's talk about the Real Housewives of Lagos season 2 reunion. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. So Latasha was the host for the reunion, and as for the ladies, they were on some bridal type vibes. In fact, their look was just giving like extravaganza type situation, because Miriam was very extra with her white outfits that was like everywhere, and then Laura was also very extra. Miriam was also, if I say Miriam, Faith was also very extra, but she had she wore red, and she mentioned something about Valentine, so I guess they shot it around like the Valentine period, right? So we had the three ladies. They were the ones that showed up. The other ladies did not show up. And Iyabo spoke about, in fact, she went online. They showed a picture about her excuse for not coming. Let me see if I'll read that now. I wanted to read it later, but since we're talking about their absence, let's now address it now. So they posted a screenshot of Iyabo's excuse for not making it to the reunion. She said, after a lot of back and forth, I choose to listen to my family, loved ones, most especially my man and my children, and also the brands I work with. So I will not be attending the Real Housewives of Lagos season 2 reunion. So yeah, that's basically it. So would I really call this an excuse? She just said, they advised her not to come, so she's not going to be at the reunion. Do you guys think that's valid? Because it's not as if she said anything was wrong or something. She just said they advised her not to come, so she's not going to come. Chama was not also there. Tanya was not also at the reunion. What do you guys think about that, first of all, before we even go into saying the things that happened at the reunion? We'll still talk about the absence and what the ladies had to say concerning that. So for the reunion, like I said, Latasha was the host. Miriam was the first to arrive, and then Laura, and then Faith. When Faith came in, they showed Miriam's facial expression, and it was giving like, okay, how is this reunion going to be? Or I think the reason they probably showed that is just, let it just be as if there's something, you know, sometimes they may capture a facial expression just to put out a certain narrative, right? But what they showed us was her looking really like kind of thing, right? And then Tony dropped a video actually saying why she could not attend the reunion. For Tony's own, I think hers is very valid, because she was not even present at the last episode, and she explained her medical situation while the season was on. So I do understand her own perspective, and she still even like went ahead to make a video. For the video, she just spoke about why she could not attend, right? Spoke about her health condition, and then she now dropped like final words. She said what she experienced on the show, what she learned from the show, and what she was able to achieve, what she said she was going to achieve, which is like pushing her brand out there. And she said she was able to achieve that, you know, friendships, lessons learned and everything. So she just made like a whole video, and it was like all this kind of like the background sound that they gave, it was just giving like emotional speech, or not emotional, like motivational speech type thing, right? So she just said that, and then she now ended up dragging Dr. Rommel. She said she said she was going to like remove Dr. Rommel's Botox. I mean, I drag his Botox, and she's still going to do that because Baba is a liar. And then at the beginning, they started off by showing us like the throwback of how the season went. It looks really nice, to be honest. Like the throwback looked like, you know, they had a very awesome season. The way they edited it, it was just like happy moments and everything, right? So it was cool. It was cool. Then the first thing that was addressed was just Latasha asking them their best moments during the show. And for Miriam, she said hers was like the party at Zaza. That's Tanya's event where they went to party. So for her, that was her best time. And then for Faith, she said for her it was her staycation with her son, and then Tanya and Laura. For Laura, she said it was her launching her lip gloss line. And then they now referred to the statements that Faith made when she joined the show. That's like at the first meeting during her confessional, when she said that it's going to take a year for the ladies to like get her riled up or stress her, basically. That's right now, it's been a year, right? That's what Natasha was asking her, that it's been a year. So has any of the ladies succeeded in stressing her? And she now explained that for her, she still doesn't really give an F, like she still doesn't really care as much, because her only joy is that the people that she held in high esteem, like her friends on the show, stood by her all through. So you know, that's cool for her. That's the only thing that would have most likely stressed her, but you know, they were there for her. And that for the other ladies, she held them in high esteem, and what she feels is more of disappointment than stress. Like she feels more disappointed than stressed.
I was more disappointed than I am still more disappointed than actually stressed out.
Then they now showed a throwback of the 6 months that some of the ladies shared. They showed Choma and Iyabo, their friendship. They showed Laura and Faith and Toyin. And then Latasha now asked Miriam about a statement that she made, or how she feels about Tanya, because you guys know that at the beginning, when they asked them about each other, Miriam mentioned that, oh, you know, we know each other somehow, in a way that seemed like maybe they had beef or something. And then Miriam said that it's not as if they had beef or anything, that it's just a case of them supporting each other. They're not really friends per se, that they just support each other, and that they cannot even be friends because of how Tanya is. Latasha asked her, what do you mean? And she's like, Tanya gossips a lot. She's a gossip.
She gossips a lot. And when I said it on the show, I meant it.
Then Tasha now asked Laura how she viewed Faith and Tony's friendship onto my friend having another friend. You guys know that some people don't take that well. In fact, a lot of people don't take that well. Like, you have 2 friends, right? And then they now start bonding outside of your own friendship with them. So a lot of people don't take that well. So Laura was asked how she viewed it, and she was like, she liked it. That the reason she liked it is because she likes Toyin. And Latasha was like, one day you like her, the other day you don't like her. And Laura was like, that was before. That was because of the issue that they had in the first season, but that, you know, they've settled, and she does like Toyin. And the reason the issue was even that deep in the first season is because of that likeness. Like, you don't really like somebody and they hurt you, it's more painful, right? So that's why she was even like really hurt by Toyin's behavior.
We've talked, we've settled. I actually still like her. I liked her last year, that's why I was running mad at some point.
And then Tasha now asked Miriam the 6 months that she liked the most, and she mentioned Faith and Toyin. Actually, I was surprised. I was like, okay. But she now explained why she mentioned them. She said it's because she saw it coming. Like, meeting Faith, you guys know that the first time that they met, Toyin was not there, so she experienced Faith first, and she now told Toyin that, okay, you're going to like her, right? So she already knew that was going to happen, so that's the one that she liked the most. That's when they now showed us the unseen footage, and this unseen footage, the unseen footage was from Iyabo's events. That's after the fight between Iyabo and Miriam and Faith, right? After that, they now had like a gathering, or they were just in one side. Faith wasn't there, obviously. She had already gone in. So at this point, Iyabo was just talking, like she was just saying things about Faith, saying that because Faith knows her daughter doesn't mean that they have a relationship. Because Faith has had something to do with her daughter doesn't mean that they have a relationship. That she doesn't even rate her like that, or she doesn't like her like that. Then she started calling her names. She mentioned that she's not even a diva. She said something about her not even being a diva, that she used to feel she's there feeling like a diva, that she's not even a diva. I say, hey,
she's my girl, and then you're coming and being like a diva. You're not even a diva. Yeah, I don't even get.
Then she now called her an epeke. I don't even know what that means. I don't even think that there's anything like that, because what is epeke? Guys, if you know what that means, please help me. I don't know whether it's a particular language, but she was basically saying that Laura decided not to be dramatic this season, but she now brought somebody to she now brought an epeke to now come and be dramatic. Even Faith was asking Laura, what is epeke? Nobody answered. I think it's probably just a coined insult. I don't think it means anything per se. But if it means something, I better help us.
Laura decided not to do drama this year, but she now brought on epeke to come and be doing drama.
Then, in this same conversation that they were having, Chioma now dragged Laura, right? She said that the other event, Chioma was not there. Laura was not there, and a lot of drama happened. And then now, Laura still carried her K-leg and did not show up for this particular event, and there's still a lot of drama, and it's from the person that she brought to the show. That she a witch? Hey God. You guys, a lot of said that is she a witch, and then that's when Iyabo now said, maybe she's a witch, maybe she's a witch. I said, wow, K-leg, witch, all these things for what?
Laura was not there. Look at the drama that ensued. Yes. This one, she has carried her K-leg to not come. Look at the drama that ensued. Do you understand? The same Laura. Is she a witch? I don't understand. She must be a witch.
Then they now finally faced Toyin. They said that Toyin is the reason for all this drama from Faith. That is because she left Laura. Laura now became lonely, and then she now probably had need for a friend. Hence why Faith now is now in the picture, right? That Toyin is the cause of all this. Toyin just told them that I like the babe. I like Faith. I don't know what people are talking about. I like Faith. And then the other was now saying something about, you can go and, whatever you want to do with Faith, you can go and do that. I don't care. All those kind of talk, right? But Toyin just stood that ground, I don't have a problem with the babe. I like her.
Yes. Yeah. I want to give American, Chinese, Indian. But it's not funny to me. I like Faith. Honestly, you can fucking grow. I like that. I don't care.
Then for the unseen footage, they also showed a clip of where Toyin was with Faith. She was having a conversation with her in her room, just trying to like make peace, right? So she was like, they have their flaws, she has her flaws and everything, and she's not trying to take sides. But it would be nice if Faith can try and be the bigger person, because it's Iyabo's event. She was just trying to make peace, have a conversation with Faith and all of that. Then for Laura, she was just shocked by that clip. Like, she was shocked at the things that were coming out from their mouths, because like especially the whole witch talk, the K-leg talk. She was like, I don't understand. Like, what exactly did I do to these ladies that are saying all of these things that they must be mad?
What was it that was thinking about?
The K-leg, the witchcraft. Yes.
I have witchcraft. These people are mad.
They're mad for real, to be honest. Like, it didn't make sense. All of those talk was not really necessary. Like, for what, right? Although I still don't really get why exactly they showed us this part of the clip, like this unseen footage, because for me, this was not really an extra information from what we already know. Like, the ladies were already nasty during the show. Even that night, they were saying different things, right? So we already saw how nasty they were at some point, at different points during the show. So this one now, like, nothing extra. And I feel like for unseen footages, they usually come up when they're trying to clarify something. For example, two people are saying, you said this, I said this on that one, and they're trying to really show us evidence, right? And then that's when unseen footages come up, right? That's why I said that this particular unseen footage, I don't know, I don't really feel like there was really need for it. Maybe they were trying to like wake our emotions and their emotions, right? Because at this point, the whole situation was still giving calm, the reunion was still giving calm and peaceful. So maybe they were trying to like, make them triggered and everything. But yeah, they showed us, it's not bad that we saw it, because we like to see everything. So that was that for the unseen footage at this point. Then for Miriam, she was asked what the issue she has with Laura and Faith's friendship. You guys know that the reason they fought that night was because of, she was saying she was among the people that said call your friend. So they Tasha wanted to know the issue she had with them, and Miriam was saying that funny enough she doesn't have any issue with their friendship, that she even approached Faith later on after that Chioma's event, and just had a calm conversation with her about the Laura not having Laura's number situation, right, in a calm, civil way. And Faith now explained to her that it was not about not having Laura's Nigerian number. It was her own Nigerian number that she didn't have, right? So Miriam said she now understood the situation better, and that the reason she asked her about the situation, the reason she spoke about her calling Laura that night was because she saw that the other ladies, they wanted to make a big issue out of it, and she tried to would I say stand in for her somehow, right? She didn't know that everything was going to go the way it did, right? That everything just went from 0 to 100 real quick. Then she now started recalling the insults from that night, the epic insults from that night, the raccoon, the chimpanzee, like the things that they said to each other, right? And she just mentioned that, oh, you called me this, I called you this and that and that. That's the only thing that to her wasn't good, was her referring to her as flat ass. That she knows that in fact she herself, as Faith, was in her situation before, and before she now went to pump it. She was in her situation before she went to pump it, and then Faith now said, yeah. And I was like, okay. The way she agreed was funny, because when you're trying to make a point and then you drop one and the person just agrees, it's almost like it takes away the ammunition from me. Faith just accepted it, and I was like, okay.
And trust me, I'm sure you had flat as before. You pumped it up. Yeah. So you can't diss me for having a flat when it used to be there before.
So Miriam now continued by saying that at least she likes her own body, right? Faith still did not say anything to her. She was just quiet. She didn't really say anything to her at this point. Then Miriam now went on to address the whole comments they made at each other. First of all, we had Faith that called her public toilets, right? That why did Faith call her public toilet? That is not good. She also recalled that she told Faith that she has her records, and the names that she called that night, she said that the names that she called that night, they were not people's names, right? They were names of clubs and places that Ashao, then they go, those kind of places, that they were not names of people. I actually thought they were names of people because they were names like My Girl and all of that. And I'm like, how you take no, these are shower spots. So she said they were not names of people, and Faith also actually thought that they were names of people. And for her, she said the vibe of that night was just like, she wanted Miriam to just wrap it up, like, okay, just be done already. It's only 3 names you have. I've been single for a long time, so what's the problem? Do you get? So they just addressed the whole situation there, right? And then they now had a mini back and forth there. Faith now went on to explain why exactly the situation pissed her off. The situation from that night really pissed her off. She said that she had already seen the body language of some of the ladies, and she kind of sensed that they were onto her, right? That the signal. I think Yabo was giving Chioma a signal before Yabo even asked Chioma about, before Yabo even said, call your friend. Before Yabo told Chioma to call her friend, right? That there was already this body language and this signal that Yabo gave, right? Almost like they wanted to get a reaction from Faith. And then Yabo now went on to tell Chioma, call your friend Laura. And she kept on saying it. And then she mentioned that Miriam also gave a body language, a signal, unknown to her, that signal was to her, that's to Faith. She was trying to give her signal to whether more take control of the situation, basically. So she didn't know that the signal was for her. She felt like, okay, it was just still them in that whole mood or in that whole vibe of giving each other signals as to this is time for us to act. So Miriam now explained that she was not in on whatever it is that they were doing, that she had no idea what was going on at that point, that she was just trying to signal Faith to, she was basically trying to side her. She was on her side. So at this point, Tasha now asked Faith whether she now understands things from Miriam's perspective, and she was like, no, she's still not going to like give her excuse for that, because Miriam mentioned that she knew that the ladies were going to come for her. Like, more like, how did she know that they were going to come for her if she was not in on it? And she now said that they didn't tell her, she just knew. You know, you can be in a gathering of certain people and you will know what their plans are. So she said she just knew that they were going to use that as something to use to come at her, basically. So, you know, that was just that. She just explained that whole scenario and the fact that she did not see it coming. Then Laura now said that she even had a conversation with the both of them, that's Miriam and Faith, later on, just on the basis of reconciliation, saying that Miriam is not a bad person, and you know, they should just try to sort things out, that it was probably a misunderstanding. Then for Laura, she was asked what she thinks about the statements the ladies were making about Faith being fake, and Faith being fake rhymes. Then she now said that to her, she feels like the ladies were intimidated by Faith, right? And she specifically mentioned Yabo and Choma.
I actually think that a lot of the women were very intimidated by Faith.
Saying that, like, why would you just dislike somebody? Like, why would you just be like that towards somebody for no reason? So to her, she feels like Yabo and Choma were definitely intimidated by Faith. Tasha now asked about Tanya, and Laura said that she does not see Tanya, but with Tanya, you will not notice her absence. If she's not present in a place, that you're not going to notice. And Miriam agreed with that. I agreed with that. The whole world agrees with that. I believe a lot of people agree with that.
I don't actually see Tanya. That's why I don't. She's the kind of person that if she doesn't attend the event or she doesn't attend the event, that you won't notice.
And you know the funny thing? When I made the video about the trailer, like the fact that they had, you know, showed signs that they were going to come out with this reunion, and I mentioned that some of the ladies, I mentioned Yabo, I mentioned Choma, I mentioned Tony, and the fact that I didn't see them in that video, and I don't think that they will be attending the reunion. I did not remember that Tanya was even on the show. I'm not even gonna lie. It was later on. I was not like, I did not even talk about Tanya and her not being there. Did I talk about it? I don't think I remembered. I'm not sure I mentioned that. So she's actually someone that you can actually forget per se, right? Yeah. Then Tasha now asked Faith about her relationship with Prissy, that's Yabo's daughter, that was it affected by the whole situation with Yabo. And she now mentioned, first of all, what Prissy did for her, that she made several posts for her, influencer posts for her, without collecting money from her, which she found really like a really good thing to do, because that's a lot of money, but she was really nice to her. So she had a nice relationship with her. But having watched the show and heard what Yabo had to say about the whole situation, she just decided to respect the whole thing onto, you know, coming from her mother. She decided to understand the whole thing from her mother's perspective, and that she did not really, like, she was really surprised by Yabo's behavior, because they had a good chat about, you know, motherhood, being single mothers when they first met. That's at the whole Prissy event, when Prissy was there, that they had a conversation about being single mothers, raising their children to not hate their dad and everything. That they had a nice conversation. So she was very surprised at Yabo's reaction the first time they had the gathering with the other ladies. Like, that's one of the reasons why she was really surprised and everything. But yeah, the next thing, Tasha now revealed that somebody will be joining them. They were now surprised, like, who is that person? Miriam was surprised and everything. Then they now showed Dr. Rommel, you know, walking in with one soundtrack like that. I think, yeah, voila. And then Faith's face was just down. We're like, oh, not again. Don't tell me we're going to experience this. Don't tell me we're going to be in this whole thing together. So Dr. Rommel now joined them. So now we have 4 people at the reunion. So I get Dr. Rommel being at the reunion. He featured a lot. In fact, he has a whole storyline. So yeah. And then the first question that Dr. Rommel was asked was, the first question that Tasha asked Dr. Rommel was about the Botox party, that who had that Botox party, who threw that party. And Dr. Rommel said it was a joint party that both of them agreed upon. They put together, as himself and Faith, they put the party together and everything. The way Faith was reacting, it was almost like, you're lying again kind of thing. Like, there was a reaction from Faith somehow, and then Tashana asked Faith, what she has to say about that. And she said that she's not going to say anything to Dr. Rommel, anything concerning Dr. Rommel. She's not going to address it, that she should just ask Dr. Rommel, but for her, she's not going to say anything. So Dr. Rommel was like, okay, you can ask me all the questions. And then the conversation about him saying that Faith did not introduce him to the other ladies came up. And this is the point where Dr. Rommel now said that that he misspoke.
He said that she did not introduce.
I misspoke. She introduced me to the ladies. She did introduce me to the ladies. I own up to my things.
Say instead of saying
No, I'll tell you the truth, Laura. I misspoke.
And that ticked Laura off. She's like, huh? Like, that was the vibe I got. Like, huh? What do you mean that by you misspoke? Like, where is that even coming from? And I almost had that same reaction. Like, excuse me, we're now using new terminology. It's not a new terminology, but like in this situation, like it was an obvious lie you get. But he said he misspoke, Sha, and he actually explained himself about the misspeaking and why he referred to it as misspeaking. But this time, when he said he misspoke, Laura just went at him saying that he should just say that he lied, not which one is that he misspoke. And he was trying to explain himself. Laura wasn't just even letting him speak. She was just saying that he should just say that he misspoke. He just said that he lied, and it was like, can you let me speak? She wasn't backing down. She was just like responding to him, but like in fact that he's not going to answer her, that he's going to face Tasha and just continue explaining. She was like, don't do that with me, da, 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 da. She now started using the F word, don't effing do that with me, da, 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 da. He was now saying that she is not going to answer her, that she's from the trenches.
Laura, if you let me just finish.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. I will let you.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna ignore her.
Don't you dare.
Her level of thinking is not really. She's really on a low level. So I'm not gonna go there with her. She's in the trenches.
Laura now continued. She was now insulting him, calling him different names. She said he's a stupid bee, and then for him, he was also insulting her, called her dumb. Like, they just had, the whole thing just went to 100 from that point. They were just like throwing insults at each other, right? And it went on for some time. Then the whole thing now calmed down, right? And Dr. Rommel now went on to explain what he meant by he misspoke. He said that Faith invited him at first for the Chairman's event, and later on invited him, and it was now someone else that was present at the party that invited him for the party. So he considers that as like Faith not being the one that introduced him to them, since she uninvited him and he now went through another person. So it's not true Faith that he met the ladies. So that's what he means by he misspoke. So he's agreeing that she introduced him to them. That's when he came for the event. But because she was not the one that invited him, and then she didn't introduce him to them. Like that was just the whole situation there. Then Faith now said that the first issue he had with her, that in fact what caused all the issues that they had or something, like she was referring to the reason for him just acting certain way towards her, was her saying that he cannot come into her house, into her home. And he was like, when did she say that? She never said that. He didn't even know about that. She now said that she told him, and she also told the person that connected them together.
Our first problem was when I said he's not coming to my home.
No, I didn't even know that.
I told him.
Dr. Rommel did not accept though. She now put up some receipts. I actually thought that the receipts were like of this statement that she said about him not coming to her home and everything, but the receipt was on how they started talking, how the first time they had the conversation, the one she brought up during the show, right? So Tasha now read it out, and for him, he was still not agreeing to her own story of how they met. He said that they had met prior to that chat, right? And they just kept arguing about how they met. I met at this. This was the first time we spoke. He said that they met before that, and they asked him when they met. Okay, since you're saying that this chat is not the first time you guys were having a conversation, when, where, how did you guys meet? And he said that they met in the States, and that he cannot really say so much about their first meeting or their relationship prior to that chat, because he's a doctor, because of the nature of the work that he does, and he's a doctor, and confidentiality and all of that. And Faith was saying, is he saying that I'm his patient or what? You get? So for Dr. Rommel, he was just saying that that's not how they met, and they met before then. As for Laura, she asked him, like, she was saying that there's no way they would have had a conversation before, or they would have known before, and the first chat, or the chat that she sent to him, will have the first message as, "Hi, my name is Faith." So that was Laura's own conviction of, like, I don't think your story is correct because of that evidence that we have. As we don't have your own evidence, now let's go with the evidence that we have. And from her evidence, it's showing that you guys just started communicating from there, right? And then the argument just continued. You guys, I'm even tired of this whole argument about how they met, how they did not meet, this one, that one. Dr. Rommel is still not agreeing, Faith is not agreeing, and we can only just assume, we can only just say that, okay, this is what it is based on the evidence that we have. This is who we believe, right? We cannot really tell we cannot really tell what exactly the story is. So I'm just tired at this point. But for me, the only reason I'll say that it's hard to believe him is because of the obvious lies that we saw, like the one of him saying, oh, she didn't introduce him to the ladies, and then some things that happened during the show that we saw later. He said something different that contradicted how it happened, right? So with those ones now, you now say, okay, at least we don't see small say you have lied at this point. So it's now harder to believe you get. So, but the whole thing don't tire me. How they met is their business at this point. It's not of a business. Whatever. As now that they're not talking again, so it's fine. They should just move on. They should just continue beefing like that. Then Dr. Rommel now said something about Faith, about, he said it like during the show, saying that Faith had the intention to get close to the ladies, that they had discussed about how they would, penetrate the group somehow. That's the way Faith was even talking about Laura, that she didn't even talk about Laura as somebody that she was close to, or she didn't talk about her like she held her in high regard and everything, right? Laura said she should not believe, but he was just saying that that's what Faith said. Faith was saying that, Faith was not asking Miriam that, did I come to the group like somebody that wanted to, like, maybe make friends, or like force herself into this thing? If I wanted to do that, that's not how I would have approached the group, you get? So those were the things that she was just saying that just made her story seem more credible, because she wasn't acting like someone that wanted to get into the group by all means and just, she was not acting like that. Dr. Rommel was even the one that gave that vibe, with him talking to Tony about her, talking to some of them. It's almost like trying to side with them, because he saw that, okay, these people, they were not cool with her. So it's easier to get them to trust him if he's also expressing that he's not also cool with her, and that kind of thing. So he was the one giving that vibe. Maybe they discussed, and he's the one that said he wanted to get to know the ladies in a kind of way. I don't know, but this is what we are judging by. And then this is when they now brought up the post about where Yabo said she was not going to be at the reunion. Tasha now asked the ladies what they think about it. That's what do you think about the other ladies not being at the reunion? And Laura said that Miriam said that she was expecting them, that she would have liked them to be there. The reunion is one time where you get to explain your actions, explain yourself, and just like try to resolve certain things, or just say your reason for doing certain things. Basically, clear the air, clear your name and everything. And she would have liked to see them. Laura said she was anticipating to see Yabo, because she had some questions for her. She wanted to ask her some questions. Faith said that she feels like it's good for people to be accountable for their actions, be able to be held accountable for their actions. And this was her talking about the ladies, and them not being here means that they were not ready to be held accountable for their actions. That's when Dr. Rommel now entered her, saying, but she doesn't like taking accountability for her actions. That's, like he was just still saying, she was trying to ignore him. He was just saying, you don't take accountability, you're a liar, you do this, and what? This is when she now got triggered, and then she now responded to him, and then they now started, shouting. First of all, she was like, don't call me dear. At that point, if she had a wand, a magical wand, she would have sent him to another planet. She would have made him disappear and sent him to another planet. Like, you could tell that she was trying to hold it in.
You don't take accountability, my dear friend. You don't take accountability.
Calling me a devil.
You don't take accountability.
When I was in the office store,
You don't take accountability.
He now called her a liar for concerning the hosting of the party, that they hosted the party together, that she was lying about everything, that he had no right. Like, there was no way he would have been able to gather ladies or host the party for the ladies that he didn't really know like that. And she was like, yeah, she agrees that she was the connection between him and the ladies, that she did not deny that part, that he needed somebody to, you know, get through to the ladies, and she was the one that was there. She was the one that was available, so she never really denied that. So
I just want to say this, I have no
What is still happening now?
host the party in this circle, period. That's already the biggest lie she's telling.
You needed somebody
that I just met.
and that was me.
Liar.
and then that's when fate now flipped. You guys, it was so crazy, because even when she was fighting with Miriam, even in that heated moment, she was calmly saying the things that she had to say to Miriam. So she wasn't triggered like that. So Dr. Rommel, he finally made fate flip. This is the first time I'm seeing her like that. This is the first time I'm seeing a little bit of the other side of, like, just her getting really angry, because, like, she had held it in, and then she finally, like, just said things. That's when they were now arguing, shouting. He was shouting that her addictions are not right, and she was now insulting him. They were just insulting each other at this point, right?
Let me finish, young lady.
Will you shut the fuck up? Why would I let you finish? I don't even regard you. Why would I make you finish?
You
Look at the fuck boy you talking to me right now.
She will never understand.
Why would I
understand
make you
wavelength. Because doesn't know how left from my right hand. Please, we're teaching drama.
Look at
We're
him.
helping a brush her. Look at her.
Then also Laura, at this point, she was like, she wanted to say something. She said that in season 1, she got the most hits, even from the cast and the fans and people outside, from the viewers and the cast. She got the most hits. She, a lot of people sent her comments. She got the most hits. She was really disliked by several people, right? But she still showed up for the reunion. She still made sure to chest it and show up, that they have no reason for not being there. That's not a coincidence that all three of them we're not there, because Dr. Rommel was trying to make an excuse for them, and she's like, it's not a coincidence. So you cannot say, if Yabo, this is doing her, you cannot be doing Chema too and doing Tanya too. So, she was really not happy that they were not there. Then they now address the pool situation, the cold side and the hot sides. I've been at the warm side. You guys remember, where that happened, where they moved to the other side of the pool when Faith and Laura came. So Miriam still said that the bigger side was warmer, which Laura confirmed. Laura confirmed it then, during the show, and she still confirmed it at the reunion that the bigger side was warmer because she felt both sides. So she confirmed that it was warmer, right? So that aside, it was no longer about the water thing. That's when they now showed us more of what happened that night and why Laura and Faith just reacted the way they did and they left, right? So it was basically about the comments that Yabo was making, and what led to that action of Yabo leaving the pool and the other ladies following. According to Miriam, she said that they had a conversation already that they will just chill. When the other ladies come, they will now move over and then ask them to come over. But with the way it played out, it didn't seem that way. So Laura said that Yabo was, making some comments already. She was already insulting her before she even, as she came down, Yabo was already saying things, body shaming her, insulting her, calling her yam legs, saying her big tummy, and she was just insulting her, body shaming her already. You guys remember that they had a fight prior to that.
The first thing Yabo told me was, wear your bikini and come into the pool. You can't show your body because your body is not fine. Look at your leg is big. Look at your tummy.
So at this point, Yabo was now expressing and just venting and saying different things. That was already happening at this point, and there are also some remarks made towards Faith. I think she said something about Rolls Royce. My boyfriend has Rolls Royce. More maybe Faith is claiming to have this, her boyfriend has this and that. So those are the comments that Laura said Yabo made. And then when Laura now responded to Yabo now got angry and left to the other side of the pool, and the others now followed. So you can see how that whole picture played out. You know, obviously they will not go and join them, like, because there was already that tension and that whole thing happening between them. So that's why I said that this particular footage was very necessary, because the actions that followed and the people involved were there, and you know, it just gave like a broader perspective of that whole scene, right? So that's I think that's the last major thing that they addressed. And Tasha now said that, are we gonna get a reconciliation here? We have been throwing things back and forth. Let's now do reconciliation. And then Miriam now stood up to hug Faith, and then Faith also stood up, and they hugged things out. I think their beef wasn't really that strong, Sha, because yeah, I just think that it wasn't that strong, and they've been able to resolve things. At least that's one thing that we were able to achieve at the reunion. And then they asked about the season 3, the next season, whether they are, you know, anticipating the next season. Laura said, nah, no, she's not anticipating it. That she's done. That she's not gonna show up for season 3. And then they asked Faith. Faith said that it depends on the money. It's all about the money. Miriam said the same thing. It's all about the money.
You're not coming back? I'm done. If the check is right, probably. It's not about money for me.
It's all about the money. So if they pay her well, she's gonna be there. And then that's when Laura was now saying, it's true. If the money is good, I might just... So who knows, she might still be there. They pay her better money, she's gonna show up. So that's it for the, what they call it, the reunion. Dr. Rommel said they should ask him later. I don't even know. They might bring him, Sha, who knows. So that's it, Sha. Let me know what you guys think about everything. And let me just end this video here. Thanks for watching. And do not forget to give it a thumbs up. I wanted to just give my final thoughts. Let's just leave it, Jerry. We have waited for so long. You don't do. Let's just end it. Bye, guys. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.